Welcome to Tuesday morning here. College Football Mornings brought to you by campus2canton.com. As always, I am Austin.
And this is Colin.
We are back for another riveting episode of Waiver Wire Tuesday here. Colin, let's be honest with everybody before we kick this off.
Okay.
If you're relying on the waiver wire at this point in the season in your league, you're probably toast. Let's just get that out of the way now. Not a lot of names out there. Maybe some handcuffs that are worth picking up. Otherwise, no bueno. So let's get that out of the way first. We don't have a lot of names this week, and a lot of them are a little higher percentage owned than we usually talk about, but that's really what's out there, and they're still probably too low. They should be rostered in a way higher percentage of leagues.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's some other names that we had talked about previously on other shows too that are likely still available as well. I would definitely go check out some of those too.
Yeah. So unless your league mates are lazy, and I did write about this last week on the waiver wire article, the easiest way, because we give this advice every week. Sometimes it's very difficult. Every league's different. Waiver setups are different. Quite honestly, I see a lot of leagues that just aren't that sharp. If you're poking around on the internet for C2C advice, you're probably more sharper than 70% of your league. So just throwing that out there. So what I really would do, guys, we're going to give you guys some names. If you want to see if there's anybody else out there that maybe you should pick up, all you have to do is go to Fantrax, go to the player tab. You can filter by week. It's really, really easy to do. Set it to last week, and then just see what the top guys are. There might be some guys that have had a couple of decent weeks that maybe your league mate just haven't picked up on for whatever reason. So that's the piece of advice that we'd give, since we don't have a lot of names at this point in the season that are kind of more obvious.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just doing that can put you a step ahead of the rest of your league. And, listening to this show and following our content will put you another couple steps ahead.
Yep. All right. So let's hop right into these names here, Colin. We only have a couple, unfortunately, for the people here. Let's start with Aranda Gadson, wide receiver for Syracuse. He's still somehow only rostered in 15% of leagues, which shocked me when I looked at this the other day as I was kind of putting some of these names together. We usually try to stick with less than that, but 15%, I mean, it's still probably effectively 60, 70. I mean, there's still probably 30, 40% of leagues out there that are active that he's floating around. And he's gotten 8 targets in 3 of his last 4 games. He's got a 12.6 ADOT. He's an explosive athlete out of the slot, and he's got NFL bloodlines. And he's connected to an offense where he is just overwhelmingly the number one target on the team. Syracuse is a pretty good team this year, guys. They brought in a Robert Anae, the offensive coordinator at Virginia last year. Remember how good that Virginia offense was last year? Look at how bad it is this year. That guy knows how to coach up offense. He knows how to get the most out of his quarterback, out of his skill positions. Gadson's been one of the major beneficiaries of that, and still at 15%. Guys, go searching for him. If he's out there, he should be a guy that you're really, really targeting.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, he's a guy we highlighted a little bit earlier in the season as a guy to put on the watch list because he had a couple big games, and we knew we wanted the Syracuse wide receiver 1 because we want the wide receiver 1 in Anai's offense, and it does look like it's going to be Gadson. So, absolutely recommend picking him up there. Another guy that we had highlighted in the watch section a while ago, Casey Filkins, running back for Stanford, still only 16% owned. So again, a little bit higher ownage than what we normally go for here, but ownership.
You bro, ownage.
A little bit higher ownership than what we typically go for here. But again, another guy we highlighted, and 16% far too low because he is the starting running back for Stanford, and they like to ride one guy. They give the ball to a bell cow all the time. 32 carries and 8 targets last week. So this is he's a major part of this offense. He's going to continue to be a major part of this offense moving forward, and volume is king for fantasy. So I would still go pick up Casey Filkins, especially because running back's a little bit thinner.
Yeah, 40 touch opportunities. Even if he only put up like 91 yards on the ground. Doesn't matter with that kind of volume. You're bound to do something there in that offense. Last name. We told you we didn't have that many names this week, guys, and this is not a guy that I'm rushing if I have limited waiver pickups. You only have 4 maybe through the year. Maybe not a guy that I'm rushing to unless I really need some RB help this week. I know that there are quite a few bye weeks across college football, big bye weeks and injuries starting to add up as well. Marion Lukes, running back. That backup for Lou Nichols there at CMU. So Nichols missed last week, There's really no word as to when he's going to be back. Speculation that it's not going to be next week, and if it's not, then Luke's absolutely should be picked up. I wish we could get some more news on this to kind of feel out exactly how long this is going to be. Luke's is rostered in 3% of leagues, so extremely, extremely low. And last week in Nichols' absence, 26 carries, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground, and then he got 6 targets as well and turned that into 4 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown. This is a guy that's going to get volume. Just as Lou Nichols got volume, it looks like they're not really going to switch this offense up without him a ton. So, I mean, and Luke's could be the next guy up. Nichols leaves this offseason. He goes to the NFL. You might have the back that's on this roster. So he's got some immediate potential, maybe not through the end of the year, but immediate potential now, and then probably some future stuff later. So Marion Luke's a back that I think you should be looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, before Lou Nichols really took off, like last year, 2 years ago, this was like a committee backfield. It was Lou Nichols and Kobe Lewis. Kobe Lewis got banged up, and that's what allowed Lou Nichols to really take the reins there. But this is that backfield that's not afraid to split the work. So even if Lou Nichols comes back next year, Luke's could still have some value.
Man, if Lou Nichols comes back next year, this is a totally different discussion, but holy crap, does he have no NFL value at all? Like, absurd.
I
think
another discussion.
Left too.
It's another discussion, but I could see him coming back.
What an idiot.
Yeah. But one other name that I just wanted to highlight here, I'd put him on the sheet. We checked ownership. It was about 20%, so didn't really make the cut here. But if Elijah Spencer, wide receiver for Charlotte, is out there floating around, he's put a couple really nice weeks together there. That Charlotte defense is atrocious. The Charlotte passing offense, pretty good, which is usually a recipe for fantasy success there. So Spencer's had a couple big weeks. If he's available, that's another guy that I would take a look at.
Yeah, second on that team in targets there. I believe he has 52 on the season, so pretty solid overall.
First in yards, though.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to do it for tonight here, guys. As always, tune in here for College Football Mornings. We've got a different topic for you every day throughout the week. To pay attention to everything else here on the YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Check in with the podcasts, blah, 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 blah. Until next time, guys, I am Austin.
And this is Colin.
And have a good one.